Hey everybody, welcome to PBM's Video Entertainment, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas & Friends DVD Reviews. In this video, we're going to be talking about another Thomas & Friends movie, and the next Thomas movie to review is The Great Race. So, without further ado, let's jump into the history of The Great Race. So, The Great Race was originally released back in September 13th of 2016 by Hit Entertainment and Universal Studios, and you can get this title either on DVD or on Blu-ray. And this title was also released over in Canada as well. And just like with Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure, there is also a Walmart exclusive gift set, which comes with the Blu-ray combo pack of the movie, as well as a free Thomas & Friends Minis blind bag. And now we got the history part done, let's jump into my copies of The Great Race. Alright, we will now jump into my copies of The Great Race. So, here we have the DVD copy of the movie. So, taking a look at the front post art, looks really nice. Here we have Thomas and Ashima. And get this, in the Origins Go era, they pronounced it as Ashima, which, if I recall correctly, that's actually how you pronounce the name, yeah. Which, I don't know, feels like Ashima has kind of a more of a ring to it, don't you think? I mean, I know it's supposed to be pronounced Ashima, but anyways, here we have a castle at the background. I'm not sure if, I don't think that's Ulstead Castle because like The Great Race, it's supposed to take place in the mainland and stuff like that, which of course I'll talk about more on that when we jump into my review and thoughts. Anyways, yep, and here we have some fans like cheering Thomas and Ashima. And the top here we have feature-length movie, Thomas Friends logo, The Great Race movie title card, and here we have the Flying Scotsman, and here we have Gordon the Shooting Star. Basically, Gordon, he's of course streamlined, in the movie, and he became the Shooting Star. And here we have DVD, and it also comes with a digital HD movie code. Spine, Hit Entertainment, scrolling down here. Kirk Buffalo Thomas, same promo shot of Thomas, just like with the front post art. DVD video logo, Universal Studios. And here's the back. The race is on for Thomas and Friends. Blurb if you want to pause and read that. And here we have basically some of your favorite characters. Favorite engines. In the back. Meet 13 new friends, including Ashima. Well, if it says 13, then I'm guessing that's like all the main characters. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If they count Flying Scotsman as a new character, well, they are totally wrong. Because in Season 3, we see Flying Scotsman's 2 tenders. And then, so therefore, Flying Scotsman made a... Basically, the Flying Scotsman returned to the Thomas TV series in the Great Race movie. So, therefore, Flying Scotsman is not a new character. And, of course, he appeared in the Railway series books. I just want that to be perfectly clear. Flying Scotsman is not a new character. Yep. Anyways, here we have bonus features and link to the Thomas website. Running time is approximately 64 minutes. The DVD, it is Region 1. And here's the disc. Squished version of the front post art. And here's the digital HD movie code. This is probably already expired, so this is probably already useless. Last but not least, here we have the Blu-ray copy of the movie. And this one comes with a slipcover, while this one doesn't. Well, back then when... Well, hear me out on this. So, back in like 2016, I got The Great Race DVD copy from Target. And eventually I didn't want the DVD copy anymore, so I gave it to a friend and got the Blu-ray copy instead. But then, of course, like, eventually, like, I wanted to have, like, basically all the Thomas movies all on Blu-ray and then all on DVD. Like, basically, I want to get all the Thomas, I wanted to get all the Thomas movies that have a Blu-ray release, and of course, because, well, we all know most Thomas DVDs were released onto DVD and stuff like that. And this DVD copy I got was from Game Exchange. Yeah, Game Exchange. Yeah. Anyways, now we'll jump into the Blu-ray copy of the movie. So basically, same exact front post art, except it's Blu-ray size. Spine, Hit Entertainment. Scrolling down here, quick profile of Thomas. Blu-ray logo and DVD logo, Universal. Same thing on this spine. And here's the back. HD picture and theater quality sound. Blurb, same thing. Back design, same thing. And, of course, this comes with Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. Bonus features, same thing. Yeah. And here's what it looks like without the slipcover. And just like with every Thomas movie on Blu-ray, it has English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. And here we have the two discs. Here we have the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, it's region A. And here we have the DVD, which is region 1. And now we will jump into the menu tour for The Great Race, starting with the DVD copy. Alright, we have now jumped into the menu tour for the DVD copy of The Great Race. So here we have play, scenes, language selection, and bonus features. Let's go to scene selection, like we always do. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scenes to choose from. Next, here we have language selection. For spoken language, here we have English 5.1, and then English, Spanish, and French 2.0. And for our bonus features, here we have 4 music videos. Here we have Will You, Won't You, Streamlining, Full of Surprises, and You Can Only Be You. And here we have 20 character shorts, and Guess Who puzzles. And that's it for the menu tour for the DVD copy. Now we'll jump into the Blu-ray copy. Alright, we have now jumped into the menu tour for the Blu-ray copy of The Great Race. So here we have play, scenes, language selection, and bonus features. So for scenes, basically same exact thing. Next, language selection. Here we have English 5.1. This is probably English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. And then here we have English, Spanish, and French 2.0, and then subtitles, so you can switch them on or off. And then bonus features, exactly the same thing, just like with the DVD copy, except of course it has like better quality and stuff like that. I mean, we all know like Blu-ray has, of course, 1080p, so therefore, obviously it has better quality than DVD. Anyways, now we'll jump into my review and thoughts on The Great Race. So overall, do I recommend The Great Race? Well, let's have a talk about the story plot first. So what is this story basically about? So, in the beginning we see Thomas taking some passengers to Vickerstown, and then Thomas meets a famous engine named Flying Scotsman, which happens to be Gordon's brother. And then the Flying Scotsman tells Thomas and Gordon about the Great Railway Show and everything, and then Thomas, of course, he really wants to go, and so in order for Thomas to enter into the Great Railway Show, like what can he do? Can he like of course enter in a race or do shunting challenge or get painted or whatever? Anyways, so Thomas, he thought he would be a streamlined. Thomas wanted to be streamlined, but then Sir Topham Hatt chose Gordon to be streamlined, and so Thomas, he's tried to figure out some other ways to enter into the Great Railway Show, and then one day at the docks, a ferry boat came in with a lot of international racers, and they all thought the Great Railway Show is happening on Sodor, but it turns out it's happening on the mainland and everything. And so, as the international engines were on board the ferry, a beautiful tank engine named Ashima accidentally bumps Thomas, and Thomas, of course, almost plunged into the sea. But then, of course, Ashima rescues him, and Thomas thought Ashima was all like the other engines, where they're all like boastful and stuff like that. I mean, of course, we all know not all the international engines were, of course, mean, you know, or boastful. Anywho, so basically, at first, Thomas thought Ashima was trouble, but then meanwhile, Thomas tries to figure out how else to enter into the Great Railway Show, and then Thomas has an idea where he could be painted, but then of course, everything went wrong. Like, Thomas was all paint splattered and everything, and then yeah, sorry, I can't even speak. And then, of course, one evening, Ashima tells Thomas just to be who you are and everything, and of course, try your best, you know. And then Ashima tells Thomas about the shunting challenge, and so of course, Thomas is planning to, of course, show Sir Topham Hatt that he can enter into the shunting challenge. But then, of course, Diesel has plans of his own. Like, Diesel wanted to enter into the strongest engine competition, and Diesel wanted to, of course, take part instead of Henry. But then, of course, everything kind of backfires. Like, Thomas was moving, like, some heavy freight cars, and, of course, under some crates were 3 diesel engines, which were Paxton, Den, and Dart, which, of course, like basically Diesel's trick kind of backfired. Like, the diesels that were under the crates, that they were pushing Thomas. They thought they were pushing Diesel, but Thomas gets into an accident, and then Thomas has to be sent to the steamworks, and then Percy, of course, took place in the shunting challenge. Well, at least he was going to, but then, of course, at the steamworks, Victor tells Thomas that Gordon doesn't have his safety valve, and so Victor sends Thomas to the mainland and to get Gordon the part he needed. But of course, Thomas was too late, basically. Like, Gordon was already racing, and then Gordon's boiler burst, and he was out of the race. And so since Thomas was on, like, the mainland, Percy asked Thomas to take his place in the shunting challenge, because Percy, of course, he was nervous and he worried he might lose. And so, yeah, Thomas competed in the shunting challenge. And then, of course, at the end, basically, long story short, Thomas and Ashima both won, basically. They were both basically tied. Yeah. Like, if you've seen like the shunting challenge scene, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then at the end, Thomas learns, of course, be who you are and go far. Like, you don't need to be streamlined, you don't need to be faster, you don't need to have, like, more paint going on, you know. And of course, that's a lesson for everyone. Be who you are, and be who you are and go far. And you'll go far. Anyways, so what do we think about the story plot? I mean, overall, the story plot, not bad. Yeah, not a bad story plot. Now let's talk about the characters. I'm kind of surprised, like they brought back the Flying Scotsman, because, as I mentioned earlier, in Season 3, we only saw, like, the Flying Scotsman's 2 tenders, and then that was it. And then, of course, when this movie came, they decided to add the Flying Scotsman, and I gotta say, I mean, of course, feels like the Flying Scotsman didn't get a lot of screen time, but I think he still made a good role in this film. And of course, I love the voice actor. I don't remember his name, but pretty good voice actor for the Flying Scotsman. Yeah. And let's see. And of course, we have, like, some international racers, like, here we have, like, Ashima, Vinny, Shane, Frida, Young Bao, a couple of other characters, like the international characters. We didn't see them until, like, the Big World Big Adventures thing happens, basically in the Big World Big Adventures movie, and then season 22, 23, and 24, we get to see some of them. Like, we got to see Ashima, Raul, Young Bao, Rajiv, and Shane, Gina, and Frida. Unfortunately, we didn't mean, well, we didn't get to see, like, all of them. I mean, I know Vinny was basically, like, made a cameo appearance in the Big World Big Adventures movie. I know that, but he didn't appear in, like, season 22, 23, or 24. And, of course, yeah, and I don't think we ever saw any others, like Frida or Carlos or any other international entrants in, like, the Big World Big Adventures era. So, yeah. I really wish they would have added those characters in that era as well. Anyways, let's talk about the soundtrack. The soundtrack, of course, is pretty good. Yeah. I think one of my favorites, Streamlinings, of course. And, of course, I love Be Who You Are and Go Far, which is basically the last song of this film. And, of course, Full of Surprises. That one's also a really good one. Yeah. Now it's my final thoughts. So overall, do I recommend The Great Race? Well, a lot of people didn't like it as much as Adventure Begins or Lost Treasures. So, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, like, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Thomas film, but I mean, I thought it was really cool. Like in Thomas's song, Streamlining. Thomas imagined himself as, like, him being a streamlined tank engine, and then, of course, it was cool to see, like, Gordon being streamlined for the Great Race and everything. And another thing, like, why named it the Great Race? Like, there was other like competition stuff going on, like, besides the Great Race. You have, like, the strongest engine competition, best dressed competition, and then you have, like, or best painted engine competition, whatever that one was. And then you have, like, of course, the shunting challenge. Yeah. And but yeah. So I'd say, I mean, I don't want to say no to this release, but basically, I mean, if you're not sure, basically, I'll just say watch it once, see how you feel about it, you know? And then after that, you have two options. You could either A, try to sell or return your copy if you don't like this movie. But if you actually do like this movie, keep it around. Yeah. I of course would get the Blu-ray copy because I gotta say, for the Thomas movies, they look amazing in 1080p Blu-ray quality, you know? So anyways, that about wraps up this video, and the next episode will be on Tinsel on the Tracks, so please stay tuned. See y'all next time. Bye.